modern day masculine man, take one.
What makes a modern day masculine man? When you drink your liquor straight, a modern day masculine man. I pay all the bills and I tells my woman the truth. Got my shit together, do what I wanna do, say what I wanna say. I won't break you, are not me, and I am not you. I kept it real, so now I can do what I wanna do. Modern masculine man. Welcome to Man School.
Welcome to the Modern Masculine Man Podcast, Mitch. Woo!
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Ranting and Wednesday. Ranting and
Raving.
Calm down. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Ranting and Raving Wednesdays with me and my co-host, Carla Michelle, where we rant and we rave and we have discussions about real life, mental health clarity, and things that you can do to make your love life and your real life more successful. How you doing, Miss Carla? It's Wednesday. It's hump day. We halfway through. We almost at the end of a month. It seems like this month is flying by. How you doing today?
I'm doing all right. Can't complain. Look, I'm still here. How about that? I'm still here.
I know that's right. You know, old folks used to say that, and I used to be like, that's just what old people say. The older you get, you realize a lot of sayings like, I can't complain, I'm still here. I have more good days than bad days. Stuff like, long as the baby's born healthy, no matter what gender it is. Stuff like that. The older I get, I realized why they used to say shit like that. I thought they was just, y'all say the same old shit like y'all miserable. But they really was saying, hey, look, I'm a half glass, half empty type of guy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, half full type of person.
Right.
My grandma used to say, we'll see you next week if the Lord willing and the creek don't rise. And now I know what that means. If the Lord willing and if it don't rain and the creek don't rise, we'll be able to cross the bridge.
Yes, sir.
But other than that, man, what you got going on new? What you got going? I know you always got something you working up a plan. What you got going on new?
I've been writing a new book. Writing my new book called She's Beside Herself. So get ready. Look. Watch
that
this.
Sounds like a Spike Lee movie.
Buckle up. You might want to buckle up on this one.
Yeah, that sounds like a Spike Lee movie. She's Beside Herself. It really sounds like a dope movie title for real.
Yes, I know. And you already know I'm on it. I'm giving all kinds of juicy stuff in this book. You better get ready. And I don't know if you are aware or not, but right now I'm doing a lot of questionnaires. So I don't know if you're seeing out here right now, the questionnaires are, am I overthinking? So I'm getting people to take these tests. Take the test, see if you're overthinking. I also have a test on, so why am I so mean to me? What's your inner thoughts? Discover your inner thoughts. What's going on inside, baby? What's going on in here?
Yeah, that's one I would like to discuss on here one day. Why am I so mean to me? That's definitely a topic I would like to have on here one day, because a lot of people don't realize that sometimes we don't realize that we're being mean to ourselves, and sometimes we don't realize that when we're not being nice to ourselves. And sometimes we just walk around treating ourselves like ourselves by default, like we ain't even thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? And before you know it, you look up and you're mad at the world. You know what I mean?
Well, what I always say is your partner will tell you and show you how you talk to yourself, because your allowances with your love affair shows you how you are okay with certain things you say to yourself inside. And if that lover mirrors what you say, then it's no problem. He can talk any old kind of way. But when you're like, whoa, hey, no, that's not cool. Then it's like, oh, so internally, you have some boundaries, some stamps on that.
So let me just We ain't gonna get into that because I know you got to, but just so I can get an understanding of what you just said.
Okay.
Basically, if I walk around kicking myself in the ass and Javon and down on myself, when my woman do it, the shit won't bother me. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
You're actually numb to it, or you're actually expecting it. So when it happens, you're just like nonchalant about it, or you just let it blow over. And
you're right, I ain't shit.
Yes.
You're right, I ain't shit.
You'll have like friends or family members be like, "Hey, your wife talks to you any old kind of way? Like, what's up with that?" Oh man, she ain't talking about nothing. It ain't nothing. Well, that's because that's what you say to you. Whole time you're a warrior internally, like you're nasty to yourself. I can't get nothing right. I'm stupid. I'm dumb. I'm just this. I'm a disorganized, and all those thoughts right here, they seep. And that's why I tell people it's fine to, get a little critical of self and do some reflection, but hold up though. Don't be mean to yourself.
Yeah. I've seen people do that a lot, when somebody bad talking them. They be like, oh man, they ain't down me and shit. And in my mind, I just thought they was used to them in a sense of saying, man, that shit don't even bother me no more. But like you said, why wouldn't that bother you for somebody to talk shit to you in the presence of others or by yourself? You know what I'm saying? Like you really internalizing this shit.
Our internal thoughts to self is silent. Nobody else can hear it but us.
Okay.
So when someone else externally says something that matches it, it's a no-brainer. But we'll get into that. You already know.
Yeah. Like I said, I would like to talk about that one day.
You got it.
So tonight, Wednesday, what's the topic for tonight? Tonight.
I don't know if you heard this one or remember it, but you remember we used to talk about MeOgamy. And so I got moved because I wanted to discuss how sometimes adding another lover can be a get back versus being, I just connected with this person and I want to, we connected on some real connection. Versus, oh, so you want to do it? Okay, I got something for you. I'm going to go ahead and go over here and do it. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, like they call it the rebound back in the day, didn't they?
Yes.
Okay.
But this is in the MeOgamy world where we don't have that dynamic where there's a right or wrong.
Yeah.
In intersecting different partners. But my thing is, okay now, but don't get out of hand.
Yeah.
You get crazy, and even in multiple love affairs, if we're not mindful that we're creating the love affair from a true, honest, loving space versus some past hurts we're not dealing with, so we're just trying to leap onto another person to kind of fix it.
So that's funny because that's what me and my wife used to say. There would be like couples that would want to talk about polygamy or open lifestyle, and we would always say, "Don't do this shit to fix your relationship because it's not going to do it." You have to be that type of person. It's like we've seen people that be like, "Oh, if we just start being open, or we do a threesome or something like that," we be like, "No, we are totally happy with each other." Like. This is who we are. If you're doing this shit to fix your relationship, or you giving him a threesome, or if you're gonna let them run a train or something, or if you're just gonna start being open to fix something, your shit is gonna go downhill quick, because what you're gonna do is you're gonna meet somebody that totally shows you why you're not with who you're with, why you don't want to be who you with. So don't ever try this shit out of revenge or thinking it's gonna fix something, because it's gonna be over quick, fast, in a hurry.
Yes. And I like to also say we're not pro either one. We're not pro mono. We're not pro poly. We're MeOgamist. So when being in the MeOgamy love style understanding, we have a different understanding of it. We believe that the conception of affairs should come from an honest, true, loving space. It should evolve on its own without us trying to force it to be what we want it to be. And it should evolve, as healthy as possible.
Got you. So let's go ahead and get started.
Okay. So let's start first with the first talking point. I wanted to bring this up. Let's talk first about the illusion of moving on versus actually healing. Like basically when you move on versus actually healing in the inside. Are we healing or are we just holding or hiding when we move on fast? What are we doing for real? Have you noticed, like, when we're rushing into another love affair?
I think sometimes, like, you use a person, like my grandma used to say, don't nothing fix a broken heart like a new love. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's just like using a person to not feel that burn process, whether you're healing or not. You know, Usher's song "Let It Burn." It's like letting it burn. Like when you break up with somebody and you cleaning out their closet or cleaning their shit out, or just still in that burn process. Instead of laying down on the couch eating ice cream and watching rom-coms, it's like, oh, I'm gonna call that guy that I had spoke to last week, or I'm gonna call that girl, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's a new thing with social media. You don't get any time to heal because there's always somebody in your inbox that you can call. There's always somebody that you can start typing and get that young, fresh, and new feeling from when something goes down.
Right.
So it's like you could break up with somebody, and the time that you would normally, even if it's 2 days to burn or reflect or think about the relationship, what went wrong, what you did wrong, it's like, okay, Craig is in my inbox. There's somebody in my inbox, and it's like you start talking young, fresh, and new shit again, and you actually forget about that last shit so fast that you don't even think about whether you need to heal or not.
Right. And I want to say this because I think sometimes we forget this part. A lot of times when we get involved with love affairs, I think we're forgetting the main problem is we want to find an external human being to adore us, to find us attractive, to find something about us that we want to just hear them say they notice. And a lot of times we're doing this and we're actually telling them how to care about us. You ever notice when you've been in relationships, Javon, and a woman will say, well, if a man loves me, he'll do X, Y, and Z. If a man really likes a woman, she'll do it. If a man really likes a woman, what he'll do is he'll do X, Y, and Z, and then he'll show that he cares. And so what do you do as a man when a woman says that to you?
I laugh. Because it's like, how can you say what I would do if I care? You're just saying what you want me to do, or you saying what Steady B or the last guy you did. You know what I'm saying? Like, how can you say what you want me to do, and vice versa? Men say that a lot too. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things that you would think, but it's not necessarily no litmus test or no paper to say if a woman do this, she care, or if a woman don't do this, she care. Because I've had women I know care about me, but just was like, but you ain't doing this, or I ain't doing this, or I ain't with that sharing shit, or I ain't with this. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I like you, but if you think I'm gonna share you, I ain't with that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
And again, that's what I mean. So every lover has a capacity, but normally women like to give those little hints and clues for a lover to become what they want him to be, so she can feel admired.
Yeah.
So if you notice, like, we'll just bring up Steph and Aisha. I know you're seeing a lot of that going on.
Yeah.
You notice in that dynamic, she's wanting attention, male attention. I want male attention. Well, you can't bottle up male attention. You can't. What can you do with it? Is there actually such a thing? Male attention is not real. She's made it up in her head that she wants men to admire her. But what are you doing to make a man want to be in your space? For a man to want to adore you, you have to actually first adore yourself.
Yeah.
It's delusional to think that a man is going to want to spend time, take his hard-earned working moment that he wants to devote to something he wants to do, and say, you know what, instead of doing this, I think I want to spend time with Aisha.
Yeah, especially if you're not pleasant. if you like you say, what's on the inside, Trav always say the soul has no secret that your behavior won't show. So if you're not pleasant, who wants to spend time with a woman that's not pleasant? And then I think one of the hard things for her to understand is the attention that she lacks is because men respect her husband. Women don't understand that men respect marriage a lot more than women respect marriage. Now, women may say a man could go out and cheat on his wife. He don't respect his wife. He don't respect marriage. No, that's a man doing what a man does, trying not to get caught. But a man, I remember my wife saying this when people knew we were open on social media, and we used to joke and be like, you get in the inboxes this week? And she was like, I got one, but he was scared. He ain't know, because he respected me. He never knew what I would say. So he like, how you doing, beautiful? I think you're a great wife. I think your husband is such a lucky man. You know what I'm saying? But he's trying to keep it a certain way because he's not sure. Whereas a woman will hop on you like, fuck your wife. I don't care. I'll suck your dick behind your wife back. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times women, when they have men who are highly respected men, they don't get the attention that they would want. And if they did, it's from somebody that they don't really want it from, because he's just, I don't give a fuck about your husband, nigga, trying to fuck. Yeah, what's up? But that trying to get attention, nobody's going to woo Steph Curry's wife. Nobody's going to woo her and spend time and all that with her, because they don't see themselves being able to compete with who Steph Curry is. And then on the flip side, you can get your damn head blown off for trying to fuck with somebody's wife. You know what I'm saying? A woman might just throw a drink on another woman. You stay out my fucking husband's face. You know what I'm saying? But a man might roll up on your ass and blow your head off. So men tend to not go after women that are in relationships with men that they respect. That's just in general.
Well, you do know I'm going to throw a curveball, right?
Go ahead.
So I think personally, that if Steph was a little more brute with Aisha and let her kind of not think she is the end all to be all in his eyes, I think she would give him more respect. What I mean by that is, if a woman knows she kind of got a man wrapped, it's no longer fun.
Of course.
So when a man says, you know what, girl, listen, I mean, we're cool and all. I love you or whatever, but don't try me. She'd be like, really? Ooh. Because most of the time, I'm going to be honest, nobody wants a nobody anybody else wants.
You know, Miss Carla, you are so correct about that. But let me explain something to you with masculinity and manhood these days. Okay. The way the laws are set up with divorce and alimony, it forces a man. That man is in a situation where he can't put his foot down like he want to, because whether people know it or not, that's why black stars marry white women. I'm going to tell you why. Steph Curry's in a situation with this woman where this woman would, if she would go out and besmirch his character openly to the world, she doesn't care anymore. So if Steph Curry go home tomorrow and say, hey, look, ain't no more motherfucking interviews, you gonna cut that shit out, she'll say, well, I'm leaving and take half immediately. So a lot of times, once a man marry a woman or have a baby by a child, he know he can't move. He's lost all power to put foot in her ass, for lack of a better word. You know what I'm saying? If you haven't married a woman or you haven't had a baby by her, or if you married and you ain't worried about losing a fortune. Yeah. See, me, I don't have a big fortune to lose.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So I'm not going to let my wife do me like that. I don't have a big fortune. Now, if we amassed a greater fortune and our net worth was $20-30 million and she come talking some shit, a man might be like, oh, man, I ain't ready to lose my house and home and break my whole family up to put her in her place. You see what I'm saying? So that's where a lot of situations, like where I said, I joke all the time. I had a cousin that was marrying a white woman, and you know, our side of the family at the rehearsal dinner was just very standoffish. I might have told this story before.
No,
And,
you haven't.
oh, okay. And he said, Javon, just put it out there. Just ask them if they love me and I'm their nephew and their grandson and cousin, why they acting so, explain why they so upset why I'm marrying this white woman. So I got on the mic, beep, beep, right in front of the family. And I asked, and nobody had a fucking word to say. Nobody could explain why they were so upset. Well, we happy if you happy, but obviously they won't happy. But they couldn't explain why they objected to him marrying this white woman. Okay. And then I finally say, is it because he got some money? Well, he got money, and why he got to pick that? Okay, so you mad that's it. But they couldn't express that. So I asked my cousin, well, explain to them why you picked her and having money. He said, because my entire life, I have seen you women in my family destroy a family or relationship over a simple ass argument. So a $80 million black man can come home to a sister and say, damn, baby, ain't no food in the oven. She said, I was tired. I ain't feel like cooking today. And he said, well, I play basketball. You don't have to do nothing. I want a hot meal every day. A black woman, that should have turned into fuck you. I'll take half because she don't want to be wrong. I don't care what nobody says. And I understand exactly why they do it. I don't care what nobody says. That's the thing that black men don't openly say. A black woman will blow the whole relationship up, especially if she can get half over the smallest fucking thing. Whereas this white woman that he got, she got with him when he was in college. So she took him home to her family. He see her family got a family home. He see that she care about family. That white girl who come from a good home, who understand mother and father and legacy, she not gonna blow her house up because her man told her, get your ass up and sweep it. And that's why they do it. That's why they do it.
Well, let's dissect what you said real quick, because you know I'm always gonna have a curveball.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I get what you're saying about black females, and I'm not by any means disputing that, but let's characterize that based upon what black women we're talking about. Are we talking about low vibratory black women? Are we talking about high class black women? Are we talking about suburban black women? Are we talking about black women that have different characteristics that have a traditionalism to them? Are we talking about black women that maybe didn't have an understanding of being wholesome in that family dynamic, because in that dynamic, that culture wasn't there. So they're not actually they didn't understand that. So when he went to college, he came amongst women that had that understanding, and he merged his life with this woman. Not based upon who she was as far as skin color, because that don't mean a fuck thing. Her skin color don't mean shit. That's a pigment. Because I know a lot of white women that might be more black than some black women that I know that are not that. They're brown.
Yeah.
So, you know, when we use these generalizations about black women, I just have to make it real clear that not all of us are the same. Do you know how many people told me I thought I was white?
Yeah.
They thought I was white. What the fuck do you mean? There ain't shit about me that looks white, that thinks she's white, but because I'm articulate? Or what white man have you ever seen me prop up as my man? When? You let me know, because I'm still waiting. I've always
like you said, it's not a color thing.
No, it's a culture.
It's a culture thing.
However, I will address what you said though, because there are some women, and I will say low vibratory. I don't like to call them ghetto or women that don't have education or all of that. That's not necessarily the case. They just may be low vibrational. Low vibrational women may not have an understanding of certain things. So what he's saying, I understand where he's coming from. But he himself came from that. And he actually did what? He upgraded in his own mind. No, you just changed how you saw it. You changed your perception. You opened your mind up to something new. and you saw that culture and thought that culture was a better culture and wanted to adopt into that because that's what you want your offspring to be like.
You're exactly right. You're exactly right. He's a young black man that went to a white university,
Of course.
and he met young white girls who came to college to find husbands.
Okay.
When I was in college, when I would talk to the white girls, you know what I'm saying? We got Duke, UNC, NC State here, and you would joke, and they would joke, and you would ask them, "What's your major?" And they were like, "A husband." Like they would tell you, I came to college to find me a husband. Like that's why I'm here. They don't go to college for a career. They don't go to college for to be independent. They go to college because they like, well, all the best men in life are in college. You see what I'm saying? So they don't go to college looking for somebody cute. I've seen sorority white girls be like, yeah, I'm having my fun. I'm fucking black guys until my junior year. I'm gonna find me a sorority guy or microchemist, and I'm gonna marry him, and I'm gonna give him some babies. And he ain't gotta be fine. He ain't gotta be handsome. I'm here because that's a different how their culture are. So you're exactly right. He go home and when he go home with her, naturally her father welcomes him into the family, teaches him about stuff because he see this finna be $100 million nigga. You know what I'm saying? And whereas when we young, what we still looking for? We looking at looks, we looking at body, and where culturally our black women go to college so they don't need a man. You see what I'm saying? And it has nothing, like you said, it's about culture. When our women, we teach our women, go to college and get you that good job so you don't have to depend on nobody.
But it depends on what black women.
Huh?
It depends on what black women.
Yeah.
I know a lot of black women that have come from my background and how I was raised with a mother and a father in the house that had a full-grown understanding, not a minor understanding, but a full-grown understanding about what black excellence, black dynamic, black fathers look like.
Yeah.
And also will go to bat for a black man. What are you talking about? A black man is hungry and I'm in a relationship with him? Oh, he's getting fed. That's a no-brainer. I told you what I do. Oh, yeah. I don't know how to. I told you I wasn't no chef like you, but I learned how to whip up something. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm speaking on the popular thought. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of
like that thought because I know a lot of people have assumptions of black women. So I'm trying to kill that understanding because you'll get closed-minded in thinking all black women are not articulate, aren't smart, aren't understanding how to be a wholesome woman. We know what we're doing.
Definitely. But amongst the populace, just like amongst the populace, amongst black men, there's a popular thought that black men are dogs, that black men are womanizers. Like now we know that's not true. But from what the culture is seen upon as, like we're not seen upon as a loving, marrying culture because of just the numbers and the statistics with us. So we look at it.
Who's doing the numbers?
Exactly. And how we represent marriage and how we represent our relationships openly. Like right now, we cheering on Cardi B for being outside of her relationship. You know what I'm saying? We it's like certain things that we pick up as pop culture. And it's not just athletes. Like we know for a fact that all black women ain't a certain way, and we know all white women ain't good. But we do know for a fact when a nigga gets some money, whether he's an actor, a celebrity, fucking academic, when a nigga gets some money and some status, he run off and get him a white bitch. You know what I'm saying?
But why? Why is that? And let me tell you why.
That's the thing.
There's also comfort around money. When you're around something, you know how to handle it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so imagine it won't be hard to sit a woman down that knows all about money because that's all she's been around all her life.
Mm-hmm.
But if you come across a woman that knows nothing about money and you try to sit her down and explain to her about money, she's going to be catastrophic with money. She's not going to know what she's doing with it. And then you're going to look real controlling. because you're going to want to handle all the money. So guess what the main problem is? Money. Because money is now substantial in the love affair. Because you're making an abundance. She's never come from it. You're trying to sit her down and teach her something. She's objective because this don't make sense. Why do we have to? I'm just used to getting food stamps. Well, you're not going to, we can't have a conversation. But when you are around money all the time, you talk different. Mm-hmm. Your mind is more observant to different things. So it's not always a culture thing. A lot of times it's an education thing. And a lot of times we have to also remember there's all different types of Black women. We're not all the same. We're not a monolith. There's all types of Black women. We're out here. We're out here doing many things. We're out here creating. We're out here building. We're interdependent, not just dependent on a man. We can come up in, matter of fact, I was just laughing today. To be in a relationship with me, as a man, you don't have to get my hair done. I wash my own hair every day. I don't need you to pay for that. You don't have to get my makeup done. I do it myself. You don't have to pay for my nails. I do them myself. So actually, but what you can buy me are diamonds. Now men are going to say, see, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. No, look, before you get upset, diamonds for me is my savings account. Yeah. That part. I know about building. I know about money. I came from something. So for me, you might be like, well, she's high maintenance. Not really. I'm not asking you to take care of my stuff. But what I am saying is if you want to be like, hey, I want to hook you up with something, buy me some diamonds. Not because it's just that I like to wear them and love them. They're my savings account.
Yeah. Yeah.
So okay. So now what? Now Black women are too much. I don't have weave. I don't pay for that.
And you know what? You are 100% right. But when you go to the populace, you men think that they got to make sure they keep up with a Black woman's hair, nails, and shit like that. That's that's just what we're putting out. We're putting that out. Our women are putting that out. Our men are putting that out. That's what we're seeing.
That's not true. Not all of us have to get our hair nails done. We do
exactly. And not all men want to cheat all the time, and not all men always got a wandering eye. But those
and not
are
all Black men are with white women.
Yeah.
What is her wife? She's not white, is she?
Yeah, she's not at all.
Oh, okay.
She's not at all. Yeah. Like I said, we talking about, like I said, when it comes to certain situations, when these young boys get money, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, even now, when you talk to these young Black men, they're not marrying, don't want Black women, not because they got money. The younger Black men, even my sons, I have sat down and talked to my sons with their mama, and they have said, Mama, we don't know if we want a Black woman. And Chris said, why? And they was like, how you treated Javon. He rescued you. He saved you and was a stepdaddy. And you was a certain way. And I feel like Chris has always been like listening to me. But, you know, kids hear shit and whatever they think in their mind, they don't think their mother was the type of woman that they would want to marry. And I'm like, boy, if y'all come home with a white woman, I'm going to be real disappointed. But they like, no, not a white woman. Somebody Spanish or da. But these young men, it's I don't know why it's like that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know what I told my son?
Yeah.
Do you have any idea what I said to my son?
If she can't use your comb, don't bring her ass home. You know, that's what they used to say when I was growing up.
I didn't say that. But what I did say to him is, Bray, I said, what are you attracted to as far as girls? I mean, because he hasn't said nothing yet. And he's like, it doesn't matter, Mom. I said it does matter. So it does matter. And he's like, oh, no, it matters, son. I want you to understand that. We'll go a little deeper with this, but no, it matters. And now what's so funny about it is I didn't say it in a space where we were already having a conversation about it. I hit him with where he wasn't expecting it. Because for me, it comes down to understanding familial bonds, and in other words, for us to understand how we extend on our name, our whole embodiment of legacy, what we stand on, who we are as a people.
So let me ask you this:
say something. We got
when he said it don't matter. Do you think that was him saying it don't matter everything, or do you think that was him saying it don't matter, like he's open to dating outside of his race?
I think he was just saying it doesn't matter at all.
Oh, okay.
I think for him, my son is very unique. So like I tell you all the time, he's into racing, he's a gamer, he's into music and producing music and stuff. So he's very unique. He's a very internal child, if that makes sense. Yeah. So for him, I feel like my son is going to be like a child that'll probably be into young women that are like his sister. Like my daughter, she's very, caramel color, beautiful, but he can connect with his sister because him and Morgan have this bond that I can't describe. And she has him to the point where I think he would model, if he did choose a girl, he would model it up against Morgan, my daughter. Most of his peers model up, the girls they like up against my daughter. Like she's like that chick or whatever. So I noticed, I'm like, okay, so if anybody, he'll probably try to get the admiration from Morgan more than me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I sometimes like I had a partner that married a white woman, and I don't that's do what you want to do, but right. He asked me what I thought about it, and I was just like, it's just hard for me to grasp being with a woman that's opposite of my mother's color. It's just hard for me to grasp that. But then also I was just like, dude, you talk about white supremacy and talk about systematic racism and stuff. I'm like, I just can't understand how you could be in the bed with someone that you see, like say for example, me, I don't believe in that white supremacy shit.
Me either.
I don't believe in systematic racism. I don't believe that shit can hold me back.
No.
So for me to have a white woman, I'm not looking at her every time I see her skin. I'm not seeing white supremacy, oppression, systematic racism.
Right.
But he's the type of guy that talk about it like that. And I'm like, how can you wake up next to this? Like if like sometimes we talk about Jews and how they do this and that, like how you gonna marry one? So right. That's how I feel about it. But everybody got their own whatever. So I can't judge nobody. No, but in my mind, it's like, I feel like as a black man, and even Chris used to do, one of her clients was a black woman who was married to an NFL football player.
Oh, wow.
And she used to be obsessed about her hair looking a certain way because of the white women's hair. And she would send us these pictures of the groups of them. And it would be, she's the only fucking black wife in the picture.
Wow.
30 players.
Wow.
And she would just be like trying to keep up with them white women, and the way she broke it down was they have to always be white and never be black. Meaning this. Okay. If you're a black man with a white woman, yeah, she's welcome to the cookout, but you ain't taking her to the cookout all the fucking time. You hanging out with her white counterparts. You know what I'm saying? If you're a black athlete married to a white woman, you're going to the white folks functions where you see what I'm saying? It's not like you always around black shit. It's almost like, how can I say this?
It's a cultural thing.
Exactly. It's like you're adopting more of her culture than she's adopting yours.
Well, well, because if you think about it, there's a larger abundance of them.
Yeah.
So if you can understand that, that's one of the reasons why. Another reason that is a silent reason that your family probably didn't mention is that when he is around the culture he's in, she can mesh well. He doesn't have to sit her down and explain to her, well, this is what this means, and this is what this means, this is what this, don't do this, don't do that, because she'll go right into, when you have a whole 30 white women, there's an understanding. There doesn't have to be an outside conversation with her. They already are aware of what they do, how they speak, their dialect, and everything's already in alignment. So that may be another reason why There's an abundance of white wives because of the fact that they kind of get it. They already
they around owners, players, owners. You know what I'm saying? The white girl already know how to walk in. It's no different than like Tracy said. Is it low self-esteem? I don't know what to call it. I don't know. I don't want to judge nobody's self-esteem. When I see a black, and it's funny because I'm a little bit opposite. When I see a black woman with a white man, I'm more empathetic or understanding. You see what I'm saying? But for some reason, when I see a black man with a white woman, I'm more like, dag, like I know it's a lot of good black women out here. You know what I'm saying? But when I see a black woman with a white man, I'll buy into the stereotype and be like, well, there ain't a lot of good black men out here.
So you'll say, you'll give them more compassion.
Yeah, you give them more compassion. And I'm like, well, why do I do that? Because society has made the idea that in general, black men ain't shit. So I'll be like, okay, it was hard for her to find a good black man, and I give her grace. And when a black woman gets a white man, she's kind of cheered on by black women. Girl, go, you got you a white man, girl. You done came up. You know what I'm saying? But when a black man get a white woman, he's frowned upon. So that's what I mean about the populist culture, where we think that men are less, like it's less good men. Because like I said, I'll see a black woman with a white man and don't feel no type of way. But I see that black guy shining that white girl, I'll be like, man, what the fuck you shining that white girl for? You know what I'm saying? And it's sad, but that's just how I be feeling. You know what I'm saying?
Now, I do want to address Trey Prue because she did have a good question. She wanted to ask about the esteem. So you do realize that I talk a lot about esteem because esteem is huge when you're talking about making partner choices. So in the event that you are choosing a race predominantly and omitting your own, there is some esteem issues, yes. Because I will tell you this. I know of a man in an interracial relationship. I was mad close to these two. And I didn't give a hoot she was white and a hoot that he was black. She was family, period. It was like, I didn't give a damn about color. I didn't see color. It didn't matter. Their babies were like my nieces and my nephews. It didn't matter, none of that. But I knew it came from a space of true, actually honest, true connection and love. Okay. And she was in our culture. She was not all about trying to be something. And I got this man and let me flaunt him around. And y'all, the black women ain't got nothing and all this stuff. But I will say this about the esteem issue, because we are going to go down this route. When you're talking about esteem, it's very important we talk about this because a lot of times we miss it. When we are in relationships, there are a lot of times where we do not think highly of self. And I'm not just talking about self. I'm even talking about our background, our family dynamic, the money understanding financially. We don't like where we live. We have a lot of hangups about a lot of things that we got going on from where we came from. So if you already have that bias, you start to look down your nose at those women that also come from this, not realizing that they were going to be the more relatable. And if you two do have that in the beginning and you rise up, you can actually grow together. But they may not want to do that. They want to just already have someone that already understands that I ain't got to do all that education. I want to just jump over this and just get with them anyway. That's your choice. But yes, that does come from esteem issues, because when we talk about esteem can go up, low, or mid-grade. It changes just like anything else.
And see, me, when I look at the self-esteem aspect of it, I don't want to say a black man that get a white woman has low self-esteem, or a white or a black woman that get a white man has low self-esteem.
Right.
However, how I look at it, I have met some nice white girls that I dated. I just ain't fucking bringing them home. It's against my fucking whole thought process. Okay. I don't give a fuck how much I love them. Like, I had a white girl that used to be like, you seem like we got something. I'm in love with you. I really fucking love you. But I love the idea that I'm gonna marry a black woman more than you. I'm just not gonna fucking be with no white woman. I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that's just how I think.
Right.
But the next motherfuckers esteem. And then on the flip side, you know, until I found Chris, even in my own culture, I wanted a jet black woman. I'm still more attracted to jet black women. I like jet black women. That's what I want. You know what I'm saying? That's what I wanted. So
yes.
I don't know if that has something to do with my self-esteem or whatever. But I do know all the light-skinned women in my family smoked cigarettes and cussed and shit when I was growing up. So as a man, I was like, I don't like light-skinned bitches.
So
you know what I'm saying?
That's a prejudice.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. I do know that for a fact. That I'm prejudiced toward light-skinned women. Okay. A super light-skinned woman in the past, I would fuck them and leave them hanging. Like I would love for them. Oh, I got a light-skinned chick in my pocket. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't like them. Whereas I had friends that worship them light-skinned girls. So it just all depends on who you are. So I do think, like you said, whatever reason, there's a reason that somebody's saying. I don't think you can just necessarily just say, "Oh, I accidentally fell in love with a white girl." Oh, I like say for example the relationship you described about the white girl. She ain't no sister girl, but she loved him and blah 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 blah. Yeah. I still think he strategically said, "I'm gonna pick this white bitch. I don't care what you say about how cool they were." You know what I'm saying? I think she strategically wanted her a nigga because otherwise, all the shit you gotta go through. I just think people make up in their mind, I want me a white woman. I don't care how many good women, black women I meet. I want me a white woman. I think that's a conscious decision that a motherfucker makes. I don't think you accidentally, like people say, love is love and I don't see color. I think that's a goddamn lie. When you a white woman and I think a white woman say, I want me a motherfucking black man. And I don't care how many good white men I meet. I'm gonna marry me a black man. And I think that black man says, I want me a motherfucking white woman. Like my sons just sat down and said they think they want a Latino woman. They done made a motherfucking decision.
Right, but that's a prejudice.
Exactly. So why we be acting like love is blind and I don't see color? No, I think you going out picking the fucking skin color you want based on whether you think they better, these are lower. Some people are just attracted to it. You know what I'm saying?
I know for a fact that you said something very, very, very clearly. You said that you like actually very dark-skinned black women. Do you think it's because you light women are too close to white in your mind?
Trey Proof said it. She done heard me say it. You like the pink in the middle of that dark-skinned woman. It's just a contrast to that pink with that dark skin. And I just said, but I know that. I know this. No, but see, what's wrong with a person knowing? So I know when I have met dark-skinned women that had that pink in the middle, I knew when I was obsessed with the pink. And I knew when, okay, you're not a good woman for me. I'm just obsessed with you because of how your skin is. No different than somebody could be with a white woman obsessed with her skin or vice versa. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
But I knew I could identify when I was growing up, the women in my family are all high yellow. And how I saw them behave. And then when I went to church and saw dark-skinned women in church wear dresses, not cuss, it shaped something in me that dark-skinned women were more wholesome.
Okay.
That's what it shaped in me. I know exactly why.
And then in your experience after you started dating, what did you find out when your own personal experience?
I think my experience was shaped by my mind because whenever I would meet a light-skinned girl, I would just treat her like shit just because what I already thought. And I would give the dark-skinned girl the benefit of doubt. But then I realized, man, women act a certain way because of skin color, regardless of what we say.
Right.
No matter what we say, how we look at it. Short men behave a certain way because how society is shaped that. Fat men, tall men like that. I've found in my life personally, what I've found is this.
Okay.
And this is when I said, let's get all that other shit out of the way. A woman with a fat ass is going to have less respect for herself, less respect for people in general, because she thinks she has more options. The light-skinned girl is treated a certain way in school versus the dark-skinned girl.
Okay.
The darker-skinned girl in school is always more promiscuous first. She's fucking for acceptance. The light-skinned girl be over here with the teacher. She not fucking for acceptance. So you end up finding yourself when you're young going with the light-skinned girl, fucking the dark-skinned girls during the summer. The girls your complexion, y'all fit right in the middle. Y'all be the nicest character. Browns. I'm married to Chris, is a middle brown-skinned paper bag woman. Why? Because my whole life I've discovered in my personal thing, the light-skinned girl got something to prove because she's saying, don't let this light skin fool you. And the dark-skinned girl got an attitude because she's been picked on and called black her whole fucking life. So that woman, your complexion, just seemed like she always just have a perfect balance. And that's just what I've experienced. You know what I'm saying? I can't say I'm right. You ask a lot of men. Men say it all the time. I don't know if women, if y'all do it, like you might could tell me an example where men say, hey man, that red bone act different. That red bone mean. That yellow bone act different. That jet black joint act different. Do y'all have certain stereotypes for men, that generalizations on skin color or height or whatever that kind of seem like it?
Height.
So it's more height for y'all, less skin color.
Yep, height. Definitely height. And it's funny because, you know, with me being 5'1", I didn't really have to worry too much about height. I was good either way. I could go mid, I could go tall. It didn't really matter for me. Yeah, for sure. But what I learned though is tall men, I didn't kind of get a savory taste for that until I got older. So I didn't really even deep dive into that understanding until like, you know, in the mid-20s. I was like, okay, we got a new savory taste. You know, I had to make my whole announcement, sit all my girls down and have a conversation of explaining there's a newfound awareness that, you know, I know about that I need to share with you guys. I don't think you guys are aware, but here is the newfound amazing men we need to start deep diving. When those girls are looking at me like, what? Like, no, you don't understand. So understanding that we didn't really have a whole bunch. Now, for me personally, I was really big about dark-skinned men and light-skinned. So it's funny. I was the opposite of you. I was all about real, real dark or real, real light.
Well, you wanted one or the other. You didn't like the middles.
It wasn't that I didn't like them.
You just had your preference.
Listen, I just had a preference of handsomeness. But I'm saying I seem to draw to like real, real dark. You know, like Big Daddy Kane dark, or then I would go I'll Be Sure light. It was like either one.
Yeah.
But over time I realized, no, you just like handsome men. It don't really matter to you. I mean, complexion is important, but at this point, it doesn't really matter. Just handsome is very important.
Yeah, I joke all the time. You know, I joke and I say, get you a Zeta. You know what I'm saying? And you got the sororities in college, and that's a joke. Most of the Zetas were heavy set, dark skinned women. And you know, the funny thing, when I was growing up, my grandfather used to say, get you a heavy set, dark skinned woman. My grandfather was a little bitty motherfucker.
Okay.
But and he can get any woman he want. But people would look at his wife and be like, why he got this big dark skinned lady? And my granddaddy used to be like, she cook, clean, and she could goddamn help me fight till I get to the car. And I've realized in life, no matter what people say, you can ask any man, a dark-skinned, heavy woman would treat you better than any woman on the face of this earth. And some people say it's because thinks she got less opportunities of landing a man or whatever, but I don't know. But for whatever reason, that dark-skinned, heavy woman, her credit is good. She got a good job. Her house clean. She cook. She do everything the right way. Everybody got one in their corner. That dark-skinned, heavy woman, she is going to be there for you. Or that tall, skinny woman with a flat ass. They the same in the category. That dark skin. I'm serious. You got to think about it like this. Let's use a stud for example.
Okay.
We having a new phenomenon where we got women that are saying that they studs that like women.
Okay.
They treating women way fucking better than men. Why?
I don't know.
Because they don't have no dick. So a stud is gonna treat a woman and let a woman get over on her way more than a man. You see what I'm saying? So I guess it's when you feel like you have less options, the more you behave. And ain't that how everything is in life, in every situation? When you want a job and you got a decent job making $20 an hour and you like, damn, I don't know how I got this job. That motherfucker gonna be on that job, working that job, doing right, and to tell on anybody or snitch on anybody. But when you get a job and you feel like you overqualified for it and this one of your first jobs, you be on that job. Fuck this shit. I'm educated. This little sweeping flow job ain't shit to me. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you think you have options, the more you gonna talk your shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
Trey Prue said, handsome men scare me. I was never attracted to looks. Be nice to me, and I never took from anyone. I refused things so they would see I wasn't a user. No. Yeah, I've heard women say, this woman said on my page, I was at the film festival this weekend, and I had made a post joking like me and this guy was fighting for the most handsome guy in the weekend, and she was like, yeah, he's pretty. I don't like pretty motherfuckers. You look better than him. But she basically was saying, yeah, you're right, he's pretty in you, but I don't like them pretty motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? So I guess like whatever situation you could be in, you know, like if you got hips and ass, know you kind of can get what's to hold your head up a little higher, regardless. Because you know them options in there. You done went out with a group of friends and y'all know which friend is gonna be that girl who everybody go holler at.
And I have been a stick with a butt since I can remember. So like my new Hispanic client, she's like talking to me one day and we're just talking. She's like, girl, you got an ass on you. I was like, excuse me, pardon me? She's like, I didn't know this until now. You got all that ass. I'm like, yes.
And then personality too. You imagine if you saying a stick with a butt, you're older now, but growing up, that mean small waist, hips, and ass. And then you got a little swag about yourself. So when you go out with your girls, they probably was like, Carla, hey, go get them niggas to get us some drinks. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all know who to send over to the guys or who to send to sit at the bar and wait on the guys. Y'all be knowing what y'all doing. But look, nobody gonna say, girl, you look better than me and your ass fatter than mine and your personality better than mine. You be the one to go up there.
Wait, it was the dance
acknowledge
floor.
it.
No, it was the dance floor. I could kill it on the dance floor. That was the problem. I would get most of my problems from the dance floor.
Yeah. I feel you. It's always a situation where men will straight up be like, okay, we'll say who the wingman, who this. It's like my homeboys used to be like, Javon, you go over there and talk to him because you got the most personality. But I was always the brokest. Like, I wasn't gonna spend no money. I ain't had no money, and I was always the brokest. But then we had a homeboy who parents used to send him damn near $1,000 a month.
He had a stack like this.
Yeah, so he was ugly though. But he would always buy some shit. You know what I'm saying? We know what we do. You know what I'm saying? We know Javon go up and talk. Sean the handsomest in the group. All the girls gonna like him anyway, and such gonna buy the drinks. You know what I'm saying? We be knowing what's up.
Of course. Well, your butt needs to get to work, or you won't be up at all.
Yeah. I appreciate it. It's like we got sidetracked, not too much though. But either way, we'll pick this up next week, or if you want to talk about something different.
We will talk about. I think energetic intention. Just when you're talking about trying to interject into love, like, are we doing it from a space of really connecting with someone, or are we trying to get back at somebody or revengeful? So we'll talk about it.
Yeah. You know, when I was growing up, it was a thing. Like pop culture, times changed. When I was growing up, it seemed like when a woman got cheated on, that they went into a shell and was like, let me get my life together. Let me take some time to introspect. I'm going to be abstinent for a little while. Yeah. At least that's what they said, but that's not what I saw. And it's like now a woman say, I'm going to get your ass back. Let me get my get back. So, you know, it's times have changed of what we accept, you know, like back in the day, Cardi B getting her get back would just be looked at as, you let that man change you. You let that man and his whoredom turn you into a whore. Right. Whereas now it's more accepted for a woman to get her get back. You know what I'm saying? Right. So
get to it.
I feel sometimes that women are judged too harshly sexually, but you know,
well, you know why.
Yeah. That's society. That's society.
That's a whole nother show. But
yeah, exactly. That's a whole nother show. But we appreciate y'all for tuning in. Y'all go check out Miss Carla. Check out her new web address right there, setmore.com. I don't know what that is. What you got going on with that? You got to just
everything's there. And even
okay. Everything's all the readings, the coaching, everything is on one site. The books, all that. That's what's up. That's what's up. Well, we appreciate y'all, man, and we'll see y'all next week. Peace.